cards and things, and some are little quips, or some are little ideas for a setting, or maybe an idea for a transaction or something. And at some point I remember pulling a couple of those, and in fact the first card I pulled, it's right here. Is that really what it said? You can only hear it at the beginnings and the ends. That's what was on some card. And so that got me thinking about what that could mean. The beginning and the end of a journey, the beginning and end of the day, the beginning and end of this and that. And so, I mean, sometimes I just need these idea stimuli to just push me in a direction. Otherwise, I'll never make a choice, and I'll just sort of be in this cloud the whole time. But if I sort of force myself to go down one angle or another, it gets me going.
Well, for your loathe of deadlines and assignments, it seems like you almost need them to get any work done. Like you said yourself, people are at their best when they're challenged.
Right.
And it seems like
right.
if you didn't have people asking you for comics or asking you
right.
to write stuff, you would just draw a bunch of shit and that would be it. And you just keep doing that forever, and it would never get like anything.
It would never get formed
yeah.
or something. Yeah, I don't know. At this point, I don't know what I would do without specific deadlines and projects. I think, frankly, like if I had all the free time in the world, I would structure my own deadlines and my own projects, and I would say, okay, all right, Tom, you have 6 months to do a 20-page story about this character. I don't know, I've always been self-disciplined that way, but you're right that having that at the outset is really helpful. If most people, certainly me, left to my own devices, don't get concrete enough. I will just doodle a lot that I think is productive, and maybe it is to some degree, but I'll just keep doing it over and over and over again because I think I'm refining something, when really the time has come to choose this, and start to really form it rather than just sketching. And that's usually what deadlines help with, and having some structure ahead of time, yeah.
Do you keep your random drawings and sketches that you do in day-to-day, or do you just kind of chuck them, or do you keep them at home and maybe you'll find an idea?
Now that I'm doing, no, I actually keep them a lot, especially once I started the comic strip, which was, I don't even know when I started doing the strips actually, but yeah, I keep all those sketchbooks because they're sometimes fruitful to look through them and like, oh, hey, not a bad idea. Why didn't I do anything with that idea? That's a good idea. You know, that'll happen for sure. And again, to say that the comic strips, the deadline is so ruthless that you need to be surprised and excited often. So yeah, I leave a lot of it. I tend to draw on sheets like this more often now, but I leave those sheets around to find somewhere, and maybe I'll stuff them in random places or in some sort of folder marked archive that maybe I'll sort out some other day, or maybe I keep it in my active folder because I know that, I don't know, with comic strips, for me in comic strips, it's all about getting this thing connected to that thing in some random new way that's amusing and also helps grow the strip a little and helps grow the characters. So yeah, so I keep all that stuff around. It's important to keep it, keep ideas constantly talking to each other.
Yeah. Have you ever just looked at your old work and seen how your style has progressed over the years? I mean, artists can be extremely self-confident or self-conscious rather, and critical of their work. When did you get really comfortable, or are you comfortable with the way you create stories now? There's a lot to that question.
Yeah, there's a lot to that question, and the it's complicated. There's the writing aspect and the drawing aspect. Often people divide it into those two camps. Writing involves ideas, processes of discovery, processes of craft and crafting narrative and structuring story and all these things. To call it writing is a little vague. And drawing involves, I think drawing is a little more specific. The drawing, for me, has always been the weak link. I think